Hey guys, this video is about coloring essentials. When I started coloring, I had to go through a bunch of videos to figure out what to buy and what could actually make my coloring journey enjoyable. So I just thought, why not make a video about it? Well, let's start right away. First thing that you would need is a coloring medium. You could choose any coloring medium, but I would say go with the color pencils because any kind of paper can take colored pencils. So yeah, so this is how a colored pencils box would look like. This is a set of 72 that I have. I would also suggest that whatever you're buying, buy a set of 72, and if you have the budget for it, you could buy wax based pencils as well as oil based pencils. So let me take this aside. So I'll show you one of the oil based pencils that I have. This is Lyra and Rent. These are very good quality pencils. Get it for a decent price here in India. So yeah, oil based pencils have different qualities as compared to wax based pencils, and you can layer them quite well. They hold a point, they don't break. So maybe there is a chance that you would actually, if you're still, you might like oil based pencils, right? I mean, if you're still figuring out what you like and what you might not like, I would suggest try out both the type of pencils, and then you can buy whatever you like. Okay, so the second thing that you would need is a coloring book. These are some of my favorite coloring books. I am showing these because these have good paper for the price. I mean, this Hannah Carlson is one of my favorite artists. I think she is the most favorite artist. So I like these two books from her, Tales from the Forest Kingdom and The Seasons, mainly because I don't know, I like the images here, and all of her books have very good quality paper. It can take some amount of water mediums as well, and most of them are quite good for any color pencils that you actually buy. So, and these are and the images are so beautiful. These are good for amateurs who are just starting out, as well as those who are quite good at coloring. They can do a lot with these images. So I just love her style. It's so magical. So this is Tales from the Forest Kingdom, and then there is Seasons. I like this as well because this has a variety of images. I'm not going to flip through it completely. I'll just show you a bunch of images so that you get an idea. There are a lot of flip throughs you can actually go through, and you can decide which coloring book to buy. If you are a beginner, I would suggest buy something which has a variety of images because you would not know what you actually like. And to be frank, before I started, I thought I liked something, and then once I started coloring, my choice has changed. So you never know what you actually would enjoy coloring until you actually try out those. So this is a good book. Another of my favorite book is this Wildflower Folk. The paper quality is so good. Oh my god. And the images, just look at them. I don't think I mean, you actually might not even need to color them. And they are so beautiful. These are mostly portraits. She has both realistic and uh, magical fairy kind of portraits here. So this is good, and the grayscale is very light, so you actually get an idea, where to put your deeper values and where to put the lightest shadows and all that. This is a beautiful book. I just love this book. Another suggestion that I have, if you are a beginner and from India, or even I think this is available in most of the countries, is the Flower Fairies, or at least this was my first coloring book. uh, this is not expensive. This comes at a very low price. It's like 400-500 rupees, I think, and it has a bunch of beautiful fairies and flowers and whatnot. Yeah, I don't like these images, but most of the images are good, and the paper is decent quality for the price that we paid for this in this book. So this is beautiful. uh, this can be something that you can start with. Who wouldn't like to color kids, babies, fairy babies, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, so the third thing that I would say is buy some white gel pens. This is required for your highlighters. It makes your uh, pages stand out, and this is one of the best one that I have. Actually, I think this is Uniballs. I know this came for like 80 rupees. I do have Poscas as well, because if you look for a lot of coloring essentials videos, they would suggest you buy Posca, and then I ended up buying Poscas. My opinion is that Poscas are overrated. I mean, they're not as good as this one. So yeah, so white gel pens can buy. I have these three, and you could also get a fine liner. This is going to help you in case you want to correct something, you want to draw something on top of the coloring book. So it's good to have anyway. Yeah, another essential. Sorry, I think I missed the basic essentials. Are some sharpeners. You can just go with one sharpener. I would suggest, if you want to buy just one sharpener, this is the best. This comes for 5 rupees in India, and this is so good. This has never ever failed. I do have this Tigal and some other sharpeners as well. This is good if it has these settings wherein you can actually decide how long the lead's point should be. So one is the shortest, and then the 5 is long. 5 is still not as long as this Apsara long point partner though, long point sharpener though. What I've seen is that sometimes this gives up, and my colored pencils actually start breaking, and whenever that happens, I just go back to this one, and this has never ever failed. So it's a very good one. Okay, the next one is an eraser. Get any eraser that you have, and if you want a good quality eraser, this is from Sakura, I think. um, Sakura foam eraser. It's a very good eraser. I mean, it can take away anything. I don't think it has never failed. I always use this. So this, and I also have this mono eraser. There are a lot of pen type of erasers available on the market. think you can buy anything. uh, I would not say that this works as good as this eraser, but yeah, sometimes these are helpful because you might have a very small area which you actually want to rub off, and in those cases you will need something like this. So yeah, erasers. The next thing in the essentials list is a makeup brush. I would say yes, this is an essential because this is to rub off any pencil shavings when you're coloring. This will avoid you smudging those pencil shavings getting smudged on the rest of the paper. And if that happens, there's a lot of damage control that you'll have to do, and this simply helps out. How I do is I always, hold this in my left hand, and then when I'm coloring with my right hand, just do this color, and then, uh, rub it off. So yeah, this is quite helpful, guys. Okay, so another essential is, I think these some pastels, I would say. I have a bunch of pastels. Okay, so these are both Mungyo pastels. These are soft pastels, easy to use but very very messy. So, but this gives you that soft finish for the backgrounds, and you can cover a lot of area quite soon. So yeah, this is good. I haven't used it much though. You could also buy some water soluble oil pastels. So these are like, you just scratch it on the paper, and then you put some water, and then they activate. So these are good. I think you get something called Neo Color 2, which are quite expensive. I don't have them. It's in my to buy list. But yeah, if you want to go for a cheaper option, Mungyo oil pastel is good. I wouldn't say the quality is top notch, but does the job. You could also buy some watercolors. I have this Mi Lang, I don't know how to pronounce it. I have this watercolor. Wherever you use those water soluble oil pastels, you can actually also use watercolors. Just make sure that you don't do wet on wet, or like, you just put very little amount of water, but it works. Any paper that can take the water soluble pastels would also take watercolors. So that's something that you can try out. What else? Yeah, while I'm talking about watercolors, let me also talk about some water brushes. These are quite good. I think these are very easy to use. You just fill in water, and then you just press it. The water comes out, and you don't even have to press it, and they release water very slowly, so they're good. These are from Derwent. I think these are good quality. This is a set of 3 that I had bought. This is not absolutely necessary. You can do with a normal brush as well, but yeah, this is good. I love them. Okay, so another thing that I would suggest is make some swatch. This is not something that you can get. I mean, I think you do get some swatch cards and all, but yeah, make some swatches out of your color pencils. So these are some swatches that I have. These are these cards that I prepared when I first bought those color pencils, and these have been useful you know, these are very useful if you are a beginner and you want to actually match them with the color palette. Let me also show you how you do that. Keep this aside. Okay, so you, okay, oh, I have a color palette open. I was actually trying out a video. So what you can do is just search for a color palette. Okay, so you'll get a lot of color palettes. You know, if you don't know which combination of colors to use, you could see something like this. So beautiful. These colors match. You can never go wrong with them. So if you happen to choose a color palette from your phone or an iPad, what you could do is you can actually, these swatch cards are quite, they come quite handy. So you can actually match them like this, right? So this is probably the blue that I would probably take it. So yeah, these are quite handy. Another reason I actually use them is, I'll tell you. Yeah, so I think I used color palette only once, and after that I was like, you know, I don't want to go with suggestions. I want to do what I feel, what comes to my mind. If you happen to enjoy coloring, I would say that please do create a swatch book. You do get some ready-made, swatch charts, which you can actually use for creating these swatch charts. I love doing this. So this was a empty book that I bought, and then I ended up preparing this. I enjoyed the whole process. So yeah, so this is what I use right now. These are good. It also so I was talking to you about something, right, that whenever you want to compare two colors, these cards are also helpful to see, okay, if I decide I'll use this color, what else can actually match with it. So I can just bring it near, and then I can see that if they both are a good match or not, or do they look good together or not. So that way I think these charts are useful. I stopped making them because it takes a lot of effort to do this, so I only have it for these two actually. So these are the two color pencils that I bought first. But yeah, the swatch chart is quite helpful. You need this, by the way, because most of the color pencils are not true to how they actually look. So I'll just show you. This is the color pencil, right? So this is 30 dark flesh. If you go to Lara, where is 30? So you can see it, right? I hope you can see it. The lead color is way different from actually how it looks when you actually swatch it out. So swatching is always helpful. I have seen people saying that you should swatch out on different papers and all. I think it's just too much of effort. I mean, so just do it in one, somewhere. Do it somewhere and then use it. Yeah, that's about the swatch book. What else? Okay, yeah, so there's something called Fixative that you get. This is optional, by the way. If you want to preserve your coloring books, this is actually quite helpful, and this is very useful in books which are double-sided, like the Carlson books, right? So I'll just show you an example. So for example, in this I've colored both the sides, right? So now I do not want these to mess up with this, so I just use this fixative, just spray it on top and then leave it to dry, and then after that they won't smudge that much. Well, I'm obsessed with So I keep tracing paper as well in between, because I think, yeah, I mean, I don't need it as such, but since this is a double-sided book, when I'm actually, coloring something here, I do feel that this might actually not protect the images well. So I have these just in case I forget to, keep a paper, thick paper. I would say always keep a thick paper if you want to save your images. Yeah, what else? Yeah, my favorite. This is a tray that I have. This is a serving tray which I actually use for keeping my color pencils when I'm actually coloring. So I'll just show you how I do them. So say I have a bunch of colors, so I just keep them here, and then the eraser and a sharpener. I keep everything here. And then, I keep it like this, and then there is my book here, and then I can always take one, do this, then take another pencil, keep it back. So most the pencils that I'm using at that point of time is something that I keep in a tray. This is really helpful, guys, because if you actually end up buying expensive color pencils, you don't want them dropping off on the floor and then the leads will keep on breaking. It will be a waste of money. So this is really, really helpful. I got I think I saw it in one of the videos, and I think it's been one of the best suggestions that I have actually seen. Another one good to have is, some cup kind of a thing to put your pencil shavings. You can choose to get a bowl which does not have a cap. What I have noticed is that, if you have something which does not have a cap, and you turn on fans, or if it's windy, there's a possibility that all the crumbs, come out everywhere, and it's make your table a whole mess. So I would suggest take something which is, something like this, easy to cover. If you're actually sharpening quite often, you can just keep it aside and then, keep it open, and then whenever you're done, just keep it like this and clean it once in a while. This is useful. I think we are done. Yeah, that's all. I think I have covered all. Oh, so sorry. I think I forgot another one. So you could also buy this, masking tape. This is useful, to mask the other side of the paper when you're working on a particular, mm, when you're working on one side of the book. I'll just show you. Get some idea. Okay, yeah, my favorite book. Okay, say you're working on this, so put this tape here, because when you're coloring on the edge, it might actually go and ruin this page. So this is mostly to safeguard your other paper, other page. This is generally helpful. One suggestion is that, try out whether, they ruin the paper or not. And I think I have seen some videos wherein they say that, you open it and then, just rub it off your some cloth so that all the threads get stuck, and then put it so that, it doesn't stick very hard. And I think it works. Yeah, it works quite well. So always remember to do it. So this is just a masking tape that I have. I think this is also useful. I mean, if you're obsessed about keeping your books clean, that's good. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you, guys. I hope this video was helpful.